Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. So today we're going to be playing a little bit of Hearthstone 4, the Kaiserreich Mud, as the good old Ottoman Empire. So, I'm not too sure how long necessarily the series is going to be. I know the Ottoman Empire doesn't have that much content at the moment. So there's a decent chance that as soon as we defeat the Cairo Pact, probably by like 1939, we might just be ending the series there. So there's a decent chance, I think, we will just be a very short series. I don't know if there's too much you can do after that. I mean, you could attack Georgia. You can also attack Yemen. Well, you know, we'll see. I don't know if the series will be done in one session. I think it's entirely possible that is the case. Political power, 5% stability. Stability's at 45, not great. Navy, I don't think matters too much. Ottoman army could be useful. Like, what do we got here? We got 1 civilian factory and 25 political power. Industrial research speed plus 10%. I mean, that's not horrible. We just lose 5% stability there. The more civilian factories. A lot of civilian factories. 2 military. 36 steel and a ton of oil. You know what? That's not too bad. War support goes up. Turkic diplomacy. The Ottoman Caliph. It's a lot of opinion modifiers, but I really don't think that matters too much. So you know what? Let's just do matters of state. Like the generic political focus there. I think that seems like an okay first choice. Research, of course, we're going to go for all of our basics that we always want to start out with. To get that done. So right now we have 33 factories. 8 to 3, 22. So obviously what we need is some more military. And we'll probably just build that in Constantinople because that's going to give us, the best modifiers. We'll get that started there now. And that's one assign divisions. I do realize I don't think I actually have the Twitch chat open. I should probably get that done. Twitch. TV/AnthonWham. You're watching this on YouTube, just go over there and you can watch the streams live. Gotta make sure I can mute this though, so I don't want this to make any noise. There we go. Just pop that chat out. Oh shit! I'm showing all of this. Wait, why is that up there? Turn this off, please. Thank you. Well, that's my bad. That shouldn't have been up there in the first place. But what are we doing? Okay, 3 military factories. Probably just more rifles at this point, I would imagine. I don't even have the chat up. There we go. We actually have no domestic steel production. Okay, matters of the state, I apologize. We cannot take you. We need to rush our way down to get expanded steel industry immediately. Because we have how we have nothing in the country at all. Not even the slightest thing. We'll make a handful of armies. We might need to worry about Bulgaria. They could attack us somewhat early on. But other than that, of course, who do we have to worry about? We have to worry about the Cairo Pact. Whenever that actually eventually forms up. Usually I think like 1938, so we got about 2 years-ish until that begins. I'll just put my troops kind of on this border. Because we should have an easier time with it than the AI for sure. Yeah, so let's do something like that. Is that all of our troops? No, it is not. We actually have a lot more men. We have actually a lot more men. How does the AI screw up this war every single time? I don't know. So do something like that. That should be good to start off with. The sublime state. Once the greatest empire in existence, spanning 3 continents, ruling over millions of people, the Ottoman Empire has been declined since the late 19th century, to the point of being known as the sick man of Europe. An inability to industrialize, the non-existence of educated middle class, and a chronic lack of funds, that the Ottoman state has dropped back well behind the European powers by 1876, when Abdülhamid II has taken the throne. At the time, the Ottoman Empire was still reeling from the shock of the Russo-Turkish War in 1877. The Ottoman Treaty had just declared bankruptcy, and several interest groups were scheming to obtain political control of the empire. These weaknesses led the empire to seek closer cooperation with the European powers. Prussian military successes against France led to the empire to form military and economic ties with the Germans, culminating the construction of the Berlin-Baghdad Railway in 1888. During his reign, He launched massive education programs and made desperate diplomatic maneuvers to keep his empire intact, while at the same time engaged in systematic repression of opposition groups in the effort to maintain his absolute rule. Despite these efforts, a revolt of the Young Turks in 1908, subsequent dethronement of the emperor in 1909, and a bloody coup in 1913 meant in the days leading up to the Weltkrieg, the Ottoman Empire was ruled by a triumvirate of the three pashas, Enver, Talat, and Kemal. In 1914, as the Weltkrieg began in Europe, the Young Turk government signed a secret treaty with Germany, and soon after the war would join against the Entente powers. God save the Empire. The status quo. After nearly escaping defeat and the destruction of the Weltkrieg, the Ottomans found that they had lost much for little gain. Suffering through 12 years of war, disease, and poverty, the Ottoman Empire had gained nothing to show for it. Following a gloomy conclusion and a disastrous war, Enver Talat and Kemal Pashas attempted to reinforce their authority, but the Committee of Union and Progress government had lost all credibility by then. Add to this with the immense pressure by various groups to prosecute the Young Turks responsible for dragging the empire into the war. This quickly led to the downfall of triumvirates who escaped abroad. With German support, the Ottoman Sultan had regained a semblance of authority, albeit weak. Unfortunately, the Germans had an interest in maintaining the status quo and so constantly backed the monarchy in any clash with opposition groups, while at the same time letting Sultan Muhammad VI know that non-compliance on his part would lead to withdrawal of their support. In 1936, then, the empire is staggering and slipping. More and more groups demand reforms are appearing to join the various nationalist groups intent on achieving independence. Economically, too, it is reliant on German support, especially the oil trade for the Middle East. In other words, the Ottoman Empire is now regarded as the terminally ill man of Europe. So we have upgraded in the world, depending on how you want to see it. So the calm before the storm. So things are less than ideal. We definitely need steel. We'll trade 3 steel for you. What do we need? Steel. The fighters, as much as I would like them, kind of take a back seat. So we'll get... I mean, it's only 1 tungsten. How does 1 tungsten affect construction here? The 5% debuff, honestly, it's not the worst. We have enough steel. But you're going to be building very slowly. So let's get, at least 1 aluminum. Do we have any neighbors? We can get it from Germany. Yeah, Germany, you're kind of our friend, so we will be, we're going to somewhat support here. So what do we got? We got the Ottoman Public Debt Administration. So 6,716 days. So if I don't get this done by 1954, I think the longest I've ever played this game was 1947, maybe, and that was like one of the longer series in Kaiserreich. I feel like you can kind of just ignore this forever. We need to end the OPDA for to gain full control of our economy. I mean, if it's going to make it so long, you might as well not even have these in here. Austria has to be at war with some people. So then you can negotiate stuff when these guys are at war, which I guess is understandable. I know as the Ottoman Empire, you can get involved in the Weltkrieg. If you've ever seen, any of other series, you know that, sometimes the Ottomans just declare war on the Internationale. So maybe we will do that. I'm not too sure if that's kind of the direction that our campaign is going to take. Just one moment. I realize that it's very hot in my room. I need to turn on the fan. That has now excellently been accomplished. So, we're off the straight transfer as well. We don't need that on here. When does this fire? The Cairo Pact, May 1937. So, 1938 might actually be a generous timeline. Probably going to happen significantly before that. I don't know if we really care about who wins the Arabian Civil War. Don't think it makes any impact whatsoever. Should be good. Kind of just to ignore it. We're still poor. Can't afford. We have a lot of chromium, but if you're not building tanks, you don't need this. This is a decent amount. We're exporting a lot. Are we? Yeah, we're free trade. It looks like. which isn't the worst. At least not right now, because our resources that we have are hot garbage. Once we get the 36 steel, at that point we might want to start closing off our economy, just because we don't want to be giving away all of our resources. Typically, that seems like a bad thing to do. Yeah, we're gonna. How long is that gonna take? It's gonna take. What are you? We can only do this after we need to get rid of the OPDA and enact administration reform. So we can't do this until we get rid of the OPDA. That seems like that's going to take forever. Austria and the Entente. Okay. So here's like a little pop about it. So what can I do about this? Founded in 1881, the Ottoman Public Debt Administration, the OPDA, was a European-controlled organization that monitored and collected debt owed by the Ottoman state to European creditors in a private and public sectors. Most of this debt has been owed to the French and British government, as well as the private institutions, and had, as a consequence, been unilaterally defaulted by the Ottoman government when revolution swept away the regimes in London and Paris. However, the OPDA is still in existence and now fully controlled by German and Austrian administrations, mainly concerned with regaining the capital loans to Constantinople during the Weltkrieg. So, like, why would I ever want to give the Entente money? Like, what power do they really have over us? I don't know. But I just have, like, how do you even get rid of the one against the Entente? It looks like they're all taking massive amounts. 30%! Like, do you get rid of this at all? Infrastructure. How do I... Maybe you do something? Like, you give us a pop-up, maybe? We actually cannot get the steel that I want without getting rid of the OPDA. Is it maybe in here? Constitutional political interest. Fight corruption? Pass will lead serious blow to corrupt groups in our empire. It's like, what are you? The Ottoman Constitution states that the Ottoman House of Parliament shall be open for official ceremony every year, while the Sultan will deliver. Okay, so it looks like you are... We can, like, support the Parliament. I mean, we can do both. Like, what do you want to support the Parliament, or what do you want to dissolve it? Let me just see. Because in order to get enforced rule of law, we have to get all of these. So, I mean, getting down here is going to take significantly longer if we go down the Parliament route. Opposition will be silenced. Political power stability. A little bit of political power gain. Consumer goods factory is going down. Seems pretty good. Just because we have such 30%. Like, it's like, what is our total 62%. Horrible. That's extremely bad. What are you? Ottoman decline. Research speed. Minus 9.1%. It's a very strange number. I don't know why it's 9.1. So if I can't do what I want with the industry tax, and this first focus kind of was a bust, unfortunately. I mean, your 7% stability, 5% war support, bonus for land doctrine. Oh, you actually give us military factories. You actually give us another military factory. Well, so let's say a negative 10% production cost. You're actually pretty good. You're one of the definitely better than most military trees, I would say. Georgia, not guaranteed by the Germans. And you can only do this after we've defeated Cairo Pact. Oh no, here's the negotiations. And now we have Black Monday as well. We have no... What is our modifier? It's at 72% now? Really? Really? Why is the Ottoman economy is trash? It's actually horrible. I can't get anything done here. So, the negotiations. Clearly, extremely important. We might have to go straight down to foreign affairs, get this negotiation done. You have until 1954 to do it, so I feel like we definitely have enough time. Definitely on our side here. This is actually only a 35-day focus. That's not too bad. get some political power out of it. So what do you do? You modify, so it's a 5% consumer good, please. Everybody needs to stop dying so I can read stuff. It does mean a lot of people don't like us. But, like, why am I going to pay Canada anything? They don't deserve it. What are they going to do about it? Nothing. I mean, they could invade me, but are they going to? The answer is, I doubt it. I'd be surprised they did. Let's just put it that way. So how strong are we? I can see that we have, you know, about 27 divisions. No, we have 37 divisions. I cannot do math right. We have 37 divisions, 31 ships, 75 planes, with a handful in reserves as well. So we got maybe like 100 planes in total. But if we compare that to all of our adversaries, we outnumber them. So we should have air superiority basically, I think, no matter what. I mean, Bulgaria, you gotta remember, can theoretically declare war on us. Hopefully they don't. When Serbia eventually does the Balkan War, we might want to sneak some provinces in there, because I know you can take a little bit of territory. And I wouldn't say no to an invasion of Bulgaria in the event of the Belgrade Pact War. But no, just just prepare. Just get it ready. Like, how many troops does Bulgaria have? 11 to 26. So less than I would expect. Research speed, yes, please. What else do we need? Like, what? We're missing 3,900 rifles. It's going to take it over a year. Not over a year. A little bit less than a year for us to finish. Which is kind of, I think, fine, because that's going to be soon enough that Terra Pact shouldn't be going to war with us then. By the way, you're an 18 stack. I would like to fix the size of those guys a little bit. Like, I know we're building artillery. Who's actually using the artillery? You are. We got 4 of them in this army. So we have 5 of those divisions with the artillery in them. If I put the artillery here, we will need 264. We have 39. So I'm not going to put them in quite yet. Probably at some point we want artillery. But now is not the time. Yeah, no, we have like forever. Oh no, this is actually it's okay. No, this is us paying them. It's going to take us until 1954 to pay off the debts. That makes a lot more sense. I still don't like it. So once you're done, which is going to take like another week-ish, we can go straight into the OPDA negotiations. But it doesn't look like it's really doing much. It might just open up more options in that tree, which is probably likely. Don't know why everybody's not going to be happy with us, though. Maybe just cancel the debt with the Entente. Not canceled it, but more like we just are not going to pay them back. We cannot do this until 1942, or we defeat the Kaiserreich Pact. That is understandable. Turkestan views us as a potential rival. I think it's extremely rude. What have I done to you? Azerbaijan and the Last Order would like us. And you're just a opinion boost with like almost like every country. Every single, I assume all these are the Sunni countries. I did notice that Iran is not on the list. And this is, we should be at war with Yemen no matter what. Like, once the Kaiserreich Pact actually breaks into war, like, we should be at war with them, so we can probably just annex them at that point. I don't know if we really need to ever do this one. Even the Ottoman Caliph, it's really just a bunch of opinion boost, and who cares about that? Like, I don't, like, this whole tree doesn't seem useful. Both of these. Like, killing Georgia would be nice, but you can only actually attack Georgia if they're not guaranteed by the Germans. And I believe the only time they're not going to be guaranteed by the Germans is if they're at war, or if Russia's trying to push to the area, which seems dangerous. So maybe after we defeat the Kaiserreich Pact, Russia's at war with Germany, we might have an interest to kind of invade Russia from the south. With the backing of the Germans, of course. Again, I don't know how directly involved we are necessarily going to be. I mean, there's the Suez Canal, but I don't think there's anything we can do about the Suez Canal. You're gonna be, 84 days is pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna go concentrate industry. Probably put... I'm just trying to remember, where do people rise up? I know somebody rises up in this general area. Iraq should be fine. I don't believe they really stationed troops here. Yeah, so this whole area... In fact, you know what? Let's draw up a front line. You guys go here. A handful of you. 2, 3, 4, 5. Which is almost you guys. And then we'll put like one more. So 5 guys in this border. 19 probably is too many. But you want a different ruler. And you just hang out in Damascus. Like, it's a little bit cheating to just kind of know where the AI is going to spawn in. But that should be... Like, how many troops does Iran have? I don't know. Like, we should be okay. Yeah, it's going to be about 1-to-1. And we have so many troops in... near Bulgaria that we could easily bring them over. Like, when actually does the Congress of Belgrade happen? It happens in May of 1937 as well. So the Kaiserreich Pact War and the Belgrade Pact War are going to happen at about the same time. We do have a little manpower, but if anything, we want to get off of a civilian economy sooner rather than later, because you know all the penalties are just stacking up. Do you have an expiry date? I've noticed that you do not have an expiry date. Is there anything in here to deal with Black Monday? The answer is no. My best guess is that it eventually just kind of goes away on its own, because I don't see anything in here that gets rid of it. Maybe it's in administration reforms. They might put an end to our decline. I'll make sure of it. I'll make sure that we are absolutely not going to be in decline anymore. Next, you're only 28 days. You're 70 days. What do you actually give us again? You give us some political power, I think. No, okay, it's an event. But that only happens until June 1938. So we still got years until this whole area becomes available. We could do matters of state. These reforms. Get some of the stuff done. 5% research speed. Extra research slot. 2 extra research slots, actually. Second one's going to be a little bit longer. But honestly, still not that bad. Yes, I know we have no factories. There's nothing I can do about that. Unfortunately. I mean, also just going for the Ottoman army. And then going is to get those 2 military factories to inspect the army moderation. Might be good. I mean, not might be. Like, it's definitely good. That's gonna be 2 focuses. Is there anything else I can get really done in 2 focuses? The only other thing I do is like these 2. Get 1 civilian factory research speed upgrade. Infrastructure, I'm sure that's gonna be important when the war breaks out. But right now, I'm not too sure. What do you do? Army structure. I'm assuming one of you is gonna give us some political power. Yeah, or not political power, some mobilization. Yeah, 3% there is nice.